Okay, now let's talk about question number 3. How do I come up with stuff to write on the blog? Now, I had a friend and client who was putting into her blog what she thought she should, which was standard information, but it didn't excite her, and it was doing okay and getting her some SEO, but it wasn't exciting her, as I said, so she kept on starting to procrastinate on doing it. So if you find yourself procrastinating because you think it's too chore-like, perhaps what you should do is cut down your blog into some very simple things like a photo or some sort of comment or just a one-liner tip or one paragraph tip, and or stick to the things you can get excited about, because when you write and you're excited, other people get excited too.
I couldn't agree more. And I'd also like to point out the concept of parallelism. For example, if you're selling books and self-help products off your blog, you don't want to simply put the content of your books and products up there as articles, as blog posts, but you do want to put parallel information there, stuff that's targeted to your audience, but doesn't simply give away all of your book and content for free.
Okay, and again, always remember that your audience and their needs is what needs to be up there. What problems are you solving for them? What dreams are you fulfilling for them or helping them fulfill? So, how do you come up with stuff? Well, why don't you go to the people that you're trying to help and ask them what they would most like to hear
Mm-hmm.
something about?
Definitely. So one way to keep readers coming back over and over again is to give them what might be called the insider scoop. So this is information that they either can't get anywhere else or that they might have a hard time finding elsewhere. So you would act as the aggregator of that information. If you can give them something really useful, like again I say, to solve a problem or to give them your unique perspective, ask yourself, what is something that only you can offer your readers? What do you have that nobody else has?
Yes. And one of the things we forget to do is get people excited about what's coming up next for us. So if you have a new book coming up, start putting that in the pipeline and telling them what's coming up next, what's coming up next. Even if you haven't got it fully fleshed out yet, start talking about it and getting the excitement. And you also
Hmm.
get some feedback on that.
Definitely. People really like to hear about your creation process. That makes a wonderful sort of blog post. And also, while we're talking about what's coming, let me just point out another way to watch current trends and a
Ah,
wonderful tool that we mentioned earlier in this course
that's right.
called Google Trends. I love this tool. So let me explain the use of Google Trends. It's a tool that reports what's happening in conversations all over the web. So this includes things like Twitter, Facebook, in an anonymous way, by the way. It doesn't invade people's privacy, of course, on blogs and on various websites. So it's a tracking tool of what keywords come up most frequently online. So this is a really awesome way to find out what people are already talking about and then leap into the conversation rather than trying to do the very difficult task of getting people to talk about things your way. So you go to the conversations, don't try to bring the conversations to you, because that just won't work. It's very time consuming and it takes a lot of energy. So trends will track things over time as well. This is a wonderful research tool. So it can help you figure out if your topic is seasonal, or if it's a topic that's been growing for a few years, months, weeks, days, etc., or even declining. It can report in units as small as hours. So if there's a hot topic that's happening that day, like a weather incident or an international incident or something, you can look that up. It's quite easy to use. You just go to trends.google.com, type in your keyword, and see the results over time. So you can also see how the trends relate to major events or news articles that have come out containing your keyword. It's actually a really fun way to spend an evening. So people who love charades, Scrabble, crosswords, etc., those are the type who will find this quite interesting.
Peggy, you are a wealth of information.
I'm a geek, that's what you mean.
Well, it is. It's great information. So a little sub question we always get is, can I just repurpose stuff that I find on the web? Well, there are ways to do that, and you can use interesting info you can find on the web, and it can be your inspiration. but there's really pros and big cons in doing this. Well, it's good to get in research and use the, as I say, online inspiration, but you have to put your own spin on things. Yes, and don't simply cut and paste, which is, by the way, plagiarism in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cases. Also,
Mm-hmm.
Google and any other search engine will also kill your site for doing this. They see when it's the exact same phrasing, and it will cost you many page rankings, and our goal is to always get you high on the number one page. So gain inspiration and information, yes, but you need to add value by offering your own take or spin on the situation. Even disagreeing with someone else's opinion is strong content. We talked about controversy is good.
Controversy is really good. It's a wonderful way to create content.